talker, which I just thought. Goober, you're dating a goober. Goober, you're dating a goober. Both that should be warning signs to get out of a relationship, but managed to not. Scott Owenowski, Liz? Scott Owenowski? I mean, really, either of you, I don't know what's going on there. Steve Medvedik, I don't know, Steve Medvedik sometimes is an outsider, but Steve Medvedik's here. Steve Medvedik this past summer went on a month-long trip, a European trip, with a woman he loves and did not fuck her. If you put me in a closet with a handicapped nun for a week, I'm gonna have sex with her. So I don't understand how you can spend a month in Paris with a woman and do nothing. So, for Christ, man, Jesus. Scott Allensbach, of course, everyone's lamenting why he's not here. I wanted to tell him Scott Allensbach because he wears sandals and socks a lot. Fine to do it, but sometimes it's not. I'm also disappointed. Bryant promised me Marley Avendolio would be here. I wanted to point out, remind her, I think we should all remember, Marley Avendolio dated Chris Stegling. Chris Steglin's a fine man, but it's not someone you date. That is true. Can't make that shit up. Moving on, I want to make note that obviously so many of Kelly's closest friends are here. The one prominent exception being Anna Buckbauer, Ashley already mentioned. You know, we're missing Anna. 5 drinks is my limit. Anna Buckbauer. She's a poster child for quasi-practicing, pop culture-oriented, desperate for societal approval, young female Jews everywhere. But because she is here, I can point out she seems so dependent on the endorsement of others around her. I swear to God, if you plopped her in the middle of a PLO meeting, she'd wonder what everyone thought about it. But sadly, she's not here to pass that on. But it's fortunate that Kelly does have Ashley Ray here, one of her very close friends. And Ashley, I have to think, has maintained a relationship with Anna and Kelly because that is the one group where she is the smart, funny, attractive, and talented one. Here's a girl with hands bigger than mine, and I've been in her bedroom. She has more things with her name on it than Donald Trump. But she still has friends, which is great. And it's been said before, but really, what was going on with Mr. Mull? We've all been asking for years. I could barely pass this class, but Ashley started doing really well after she started playing Mario Kart with Mr. Mull's toggle stick. And things got really well. But you know, it's people like Ashley and Kaylee Cowan is not here. These are the people that my parents have told me since elementary school I should be more like. So I wanted to speak a bit about Kaylee Cowan, another one of these role models. And she couldn't make it, apparently, which I find odd. She told me she was coming and she changed her mind, and clearly she does this a lot. This is a girl that's so finicky she didn't transfer colleges once, she did it twice, and she ended up at the same school. Don't know what was going on there. This is also the same girl who fell in love with Joe Brill and then Paul Filan. I think had interludes with Sean Regan and Billy Siska, no? Before Travis Dirks and then Garrett Latanzi, and all the while trying to forget the 2 months of her life she spent playing with Matt Sheehan's pale and squirmy Tootsie Roll dick. I don't know there. But forget about Kaylee and Matt Sheehan. Ashley, what was your deal with Matt Sheehan? We all remember that. We've mentioned it constantly. All of us on either side of that fence have been wondering for years what either of you saw in each other. That's pretty clear. Yes, for those of you who don't know, your roast master tonight, Matt Sheehan, one of the least popular people I've ever met. And old man hands there had the messiest relationship I know for what, like a decade? And we know about Ashley, who was like a monorail. She can do her task really fast, but asks her to do anything else, and she ends up in a big unathletic slop fest of tangled arms and kicking legs. But I mean, really ask yourself, who among you out there when Matt Sheehan comes to mind, has a single positive memory? Like, it's always he made me cry, he called me a bitch, he pecker-whacked me, it's all things like that. And I think Matt Sheehan can best be summed up by his allegiance to the New York Nets. He's fun to watch and be around at the beginning, but at the end comes awfully fast, and when it does, you're left with way too much crying, frustration, and less surrender. You still keep coming back, which we all do. No one has ever rejected Matt out of their lives. Don't know why. But, you know, funny enough, I think we should back to Michelle Burke, because I gotta go. You know, she was one of the first of Kelly's friends to agree to roast, which I think is great. It's a testament to Kelly, because this is a real celebrity. This is the stepdaughter of that guy that plays trumpet or something in the band of that bald guy on David Letterman's show. This is a big deal. We also have Jason Letchko, of course, that was mentioned, a big-time collegiate tennis star. And some of people have asked me, how do I know that? Of course, it's because he's managed to mention it in every conversation I've had with him since he graduated high school. That's just me, though. And this is also the guy that Sean mentioned this. They've been spending 3 years working on a rap album that isn't going to be any good. And it was so unoriginal to start that he had to steal a dumb idea from me in the first place. You haven't done anything laughable that didn't come from me since you met me. And I think it would be worth going through your sexual encounters. I have nothing written here. Not everyone here is a note of those two. I have never met anyone as loud and persistent as Sean Doherty, who simultaneously managed to be completely forgettable in the end. He got into school, Montclair, which has been said, which accounts for about half of the college-educated population in this building. He was athletic, but in the way that Ashley Ray is, they can sort of run fast, but has anyone seen either throw a football or dribble a basketball, not one to laugh their ass off. And I think it would be important to point out, as Matt said, who has gotten a massage from Sean Doherty tonight? I have to, there's at least 5 of you. But I've always wanted to go through this. Ladies, I picture an intimate moment with Sean Doherty, and his girlfriend's here, so maybe she can corroborate. I picture an intimate moment with Sean Doherty to be an awful like a bad case of the flu. Once he gets in you, you know it's coming fast, so you just lie in bed, stare at the ceiling, and hope that whatever's quivering on top of you will stop soon. You thought you were getting hot, I assure you it's just a fever.